Quarterback Factory Show. Oh, I had the music going still. Welcome. Wait, which tab is? Here we go. Welcome to the Quarterback Factory Show. Oh, trying to hide my pain. Trying to hide my pain. Doing my best to hide my pain. I'm gonna have to hide my pain all week. Why is there fireworks outside? You guys probably couldn't hear on my microphone because my microphone is only supposed to detect my voice. But there's fireworks outside. There's fireworks outside. There ain't that many Chiefs fans around here. I think it's just Eagles fans that they just had fireworks to go. And they're like, you know what? We're going to fire them off anyway. And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You got to fire them off anyway. Oh, man. What a heartbreaker. What a heartbreaker. I don't have to explain anything to y'all. Y'all know what happened. There's a lot to break down. There's totally a lot of analysis, and this happened, that happened, yada yada yada. But even in the first half, my main thought was the Super Bowl experience. You could see it in the Chiefs. They're experienced. They're much more experienced in this Super Bowl than the Eagles team was. Yeah, we got a couple dudes that were in the Super Bowl. Not many. But as a whole, this team in general, you could just tell. But you know what? This team was ready though. Our team was ready. I am not taking anything away from this team. Eagles team was incredible all year. They showed up for the Super Bowl. They did their thing. There was like a couple mistakes that they shouldn't have had, and you can look at those pre-snap penalties. That's one of the things that the Eagles team preaches. You've seen them preach it in the unscripted. You've seen the coaches, the pre-snap penalties. We only had two of them, but we're not supposed to have any of them. That's the thing. If you want to be a champion, you have zero pre-snap penalties, and we had just two pre-snap penalties, and that sucked. It sucked, and it was early too. But one pre-snap penalty led to a negative 7 points. We had that pre-snap penalty, and then Jalen Hurts fumbled it, and it was a fumble recovery for a touchdown. That sucked. Oh my God, that sucked. But we rallied. That's the one thing I love about this team, man. Like something bad happens, and they're still in the game. You can't count them out. Not like the 49ers. When we hit them hard, they were done. And when the 49ers played the Seahawks in the playoffs, I'm not just like trying to pick on teams that we beat. Like I don't watch all the teams a lot, but I watched the playoffs, and the 49ers played the Seahawks in the divisional round, and the Seahawks gave them a fight. It was a good game for a little while until one bad thing happened to the Seahawks. They had like a fumble or something, and then they were done. It was just like you could just tell, like all the wind was knocked out of them. They were done. That's not what happens to our team, and that's what I love about this team. And I hope they continue to fight like this next year because this experience needs to be held within them, and let's bring it again next year. And I know nobody wants to hear that. I don't even want to talk about that. Like I don't want to talk about like, yeah, we did good. Let's go get it next year. Because you never know what happened next year. In NFL, it stands for not for long, man. There's totally that feeling like, man, we got a lot of players that are about to be gone. Man, there's a few 1-year contracts. A lot of players definitely on their way out. Kelsey, Fletch, BG, and like, damn, wanted to win it for them. This definitely should have been a big win. We should have won this, and they were so close, and it was just a few tiny mistakes that kept us from it. A few tiny mistakes that kept us from it. And it sucks. It really sucks. Uh, but I love this team. I'm not mad at anybody on this team. Like in the past, you could think about when we lost the Super Bowl, McNabb puked, right? You're like, oh man, they really fucked that up, right? Like like the team, how good that team played, they could have won that. They should have won that. The score was terrible in that game. They barely scored anything. This game was in the 30s. Both teams. There was a couple bad mistakes that the Eagles made that we wish we had back, and they do. The players want that back too. Man, I can't even think about the future. All I can think about is right now. I'm devastated. I wish my homies were in right now, but they're even more devastated than I am. I don't even know what they're doing right now. They're probably passed out. They're not even answering my texts. I'm trying to hit them up, like, yo, man, go live. I mean, they're like, no. Literally said no. No, I don't want to go live. I'm devastated, and I can't be mad at that. What's up, Jonas? Sucks, man. Oh, sucks. This sucks. Well, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Look forward to the off season, right? This is like best worst case scenario, right? Like best case scenario, we got the Super Bowl. We're the best. And damn, we lost the Super Bowl. Oh man. One thing I can say is Patrick Mahomes is not Brock Purdy, bro. Dude, you could just tell he even re-injured his ankle in the game and still was like, fuck it. I mean, you got to blame the defense. You got to blame the defense for not even expecting anything for some reason in the second half. They were just not expecting anything to happen. Like no way Mahomes is going to run or pass the ball. Then you can just tell it was like, okay, we'll just leisurely pass and Mahomes will leisurely run and like got all these big gains and like, holy shit, man, that sucks. It's like they thought that it was going to be Brock Purdy Niners again, and at that point, I don't want to blame anybody. I'm not putting any blame on anybody. Like, what a game that was. If you're not a fan of either the Eagles or the Chiefs or whatever, if you're just an NFL football fan, you probably had a good time watching that game. It was a game. It was totally a game, man. There was a lot of offense. There was a lot of offense and a little bit of defense too. There was a little bit of weird defense, I would say. Uh, our defense, Eagles defense, I don't even. They were pedestrian as hell in the Super Bowl. It's kind of similar to the last Super Bowl, right? Last Super Bowl we were in, we up before the Super Bowl, we had a pretty good defense. We were expecting defense to be good, and they were pretty pedestrian up until like a major moment. BG knocked the ball out of Brady's hands. That was the biggest moment of that game, right? Like there wasn't even that kind of a moment in this game. It was no defense in this game at all for the Eagles. Uh, yeah, sucked. Really, really, really sucked. I know people are gonna complain about that holding call, and that sucked too. That was not a hold, but at the same time, I mean, What is it anyway? I know that was that would have been a fourth down if that wasn't a penalty. But whatever, whatever. You know, it is what it is. Hurt, man. We all hurt, and I know that. I'm hurting. Um, I hope everybody had a good time. I had a good time. I had some friends over. I had my wife, my family, my daughter was with me for the whole first half, and we were winning the first half. She had to go to bed though. And that's probably why we lost. My daughter, she just can't stay up for the second half. So if she gets a little older, maybe we'll win the Super Bowl when she can stay up for it. Sorry guys, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. My daughter had to go to sleep though. She was the good luck charm, and then the good luck charm had to go to bed. But I'm really proud of her. She had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. She sang the Eagles chant a lot. She's 3.5. For those who don't know, she's 3.5 years old, and goddamn, so much fun. Had a couple of our friends over, a couple of family friends over, really cool people. I made like this little ghetto charcuterie board with like some pepperoni and some Ritz crackers. some fig jam, some peach ginger jam. It was yummy. Everybody liked it. Some cheddar cheese, pepper jack cheese. It was good. I had a good time. It was a good time, good party. I hope everybody else had a good party. I already seen one videos where the Eagles fan punched TV. Like no, that didn't happen to any of my friends. Ain't nobody punching those TVs. And when they do punch TV, guarantee that TV is like a $50 TV or $100 TV. That shit ain't worth nothing. Couldn't punch those TVs. But man, I wish somebody would join me. I don't want to be the only one talking here. I just want to go live for a minute. I want to go live. I don't want to just be like, yeah, you know what, never going live again, because it's tough for us to go live sometimes. We like to go live, we love it, but we're busy. We got busy lives. We all work. We all work. We got our 9 to 5s, our 9 to 9s, whatever the fuck we work. And Brendan works a lot. He's a driver. He's a delivery driver. Y'all know that. Man. How y'all feeling, man? Anybody? Give me a comment. Let me see a comment. I know it's tough. Oh, I know it's tough. It ain't, and you know what? Think about the team right now. Think about everybody on the team. Sirianni. Look at Sirianni was crying like they're talking about him with the Whitney Houston song and shit. Like you know that guy. We all know him. He is. He ain't going nowhere, man. Not for a little while, at least. He's got a couple years, at least. We know the Eagles knew the new algorithm, right? It's not for long. The new algorithm is the same algorithm, and not for long, except for that applies to everyone now. It applies to coaches. It applies to everyone now. But he's got a couple more years at least. I just if we're talking next year, man, let's get it again. I don't want anything else, but I want to see the Chiefs again in the Super Bowl next year. But the thing is, like Eagles were clearly the number one best team in the NFC, like bar none. The drop off was real. Like even the Niners, they weren't ready for that shit. They weren't ready for that. Everyone was talking about how tough the Niners were, and then they met the Eagles, and they weren't ready for the toughness of the Eagles. But the the Eagles just set up a new bar. They just set a new bar for the level of football to be played, and the rest of the league is going to catch up to that. And it's not going to take long for the rest of the league. Well, at least a few teams to catch up to that level of play, right? And you can look at the top teams. You can look at the Niners, and you can look, and even if it's not the Niners, right? Even if they fall off or whatever, even if whatever happens, like there's another team that's gonna step up. They're gonna look at the way the Eagles did handle the business, and they're gonna say, we can do that too, because any team can do that. If you analyze and you look at that shit, they'll see it. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be. We got there. We got to the bowl, and we made it. We lost it, and that sucks. Now, it's going to be even tougher to get back. It's just the way it is. I'm pretty sure that Black Ops Analytics team knows that too, and they're thinking about that too. Like, you know what? It's going to be even tougher. It's incredible that we got back to the Super Bowl in 5 years with a brand new regime, right? Nobody expected that shit. But now, where do we go from here? Because we just set a new bar. We just set a new bar for a level of play in our division, in the NFC East, and the NFC. And man, I mean, look at our division. Our division is probably the most knowledgeable of our level of play than any other team in the NFC, right? And look at the NFC East this year. Like this was the best division in the entire NFC, right? Everybody's ready for this level of play. So Sirianni and company's got to bring it next year. They got to raise the bar again. They got to raise the bar again. It's gonna be tough. You can't. I don't know how you expect them to raise the bar again. Uh, my boy Dan just brought it up. My boy Dan brought it up in chat with me, just text chat with me. He said like it's a whole bunch of people that ain't gonna be on the team next year, and that's true. I mean, it's true every year, right? Especially true for uh, a team that was this successful, right? Win the Super Bowl or not, you're you're gonna lose some people. Uh, we're gonna lose a lot of people, and we're gonna lose some people to retirement. I mean, like BG, Fletch, Kelsey, they're gonna play again. They're on their way out, man. They're on their way out. That sucks. That it sucks too. Like we couldn't get them another one, right? They do got their ring though. They do have their ring. Should have got them this extra ring, man. I wanted to buy one of those $40 rings off eBay. Same one. I have one now. I have one from 2018. It's got Wentz's name on it. That's okay. I don't care. I loved it. Wentz was the fucking man at that point in time. Not so much now, but that's okay. Uh, well, I guess I still gonna stick with this one Super Bowl ring, just like the Eagles. And man, how y'all feeling? I'm alright. I'm okay. I'm sad. I'm upset. I had some friends, my family, my wife, my my father and mother-in-law. They all they all know how I feel. They all hugged me. They all know I'm sad. I sat in the corner for a little bit. I sat in the corner for a little while when we lost. I just sat there. But I can report that we had a good time. Friends and family, the closest people I could ever ask for with me. That includes my wife, my daughters. My two daughters were with me for the whole first half. I'm so proud of them. So proud of them, and they love it. Their energy is matched. You know, they match my energy, and I'm so happy about that. They're beautiful beings, and I just my joy for them is just overwhelming. And this Eagles loss is just saddening, very saddening. Uh, I wish my homies would join me, but they're even more sad than I am. I am probably the I'm an emotional wreck most times, but I'm probably the most emotionally composed person during an Eagles loss of my crew, of my homies. That's Dan, Sean, and Brent, especially Brent. He's the most emotional of us. He goes full on red rum on us when he's the Negadelphian, and you know can't say any but bad thing about the man. That's my man's, but he is full on. You know his emotions are on his sleeve. Nothing you can do about it. And it sucks. It sucks when we lose like this. This is a post mortem. This is a post mortem. Cheers. This is the Chinese Black House. It's called Baijiu, but this is what I like to drink. The Black House. You guys may, if you look back on our TikTok, back to the what game was that? Well, if you go back on our TikTok a little bit, you see actually it's still our most viewed TikTok video, most views in our entire, and it's a lot of views. It's like tens of thousands of views or some shit like that. And it's just a video of me taking a shot of Black House, and you can see in my face, I'm just like my soul exited my body, and it's so funny that it's our most viewed video. It's hilarious. But yeah, the Black House kicked my ass that day. I was just like, I mean, it's not that it kicked my ass because I was over drunk. It's just like, ugh, I couldn't take it. But like the facial expression I make, and one of our buddies just happened to be recording me, and it was perfect. It was hilarious. It's a very candid moment. It's a very candid moment. And then once I realized he was recording, I kept it going because you know, I have a stage presence. You know, I have a stage presence. So, man, go Birds. some Chinese Black House. I'm gonna drink half of it. I'm not gonna drink the whole thing. This shit's strong. This is just way stronger than Black House. It's called Baijiu. It's like 100 something proof. It's fucking. It'll fucking. It's gonna make my beard grow like a centimeter. Just a little. Just half of this. Delicious. It tastes so good. It's like a little bit spicy. It's even better when you eat it with food. Like if you eat it with some balsa or some meat, some sausage. Delish. Or some jalsa. Anyway, I digress. Looks like nobody's joining. I don't see anybody commenting. Really, really just wanted to get on here and express a little bit of my feelings because, we're Eagles fans. We got feelings too, despite what the world says about us. Yeah, we got feelings too, man. And it hurts. It really hurts. No pun intended. Pun intended. Jalen hurts so good. No, it hurts really bad. But nothing compares to. I can't imagine what the players are going through right now. I can think about. I try to put myself in somebody's like. It's really difficult. I cannot, obviously, but like Jalen Hurts' shoes. Honestly, he's probably fine. He's probably like, you know what? He's the most cool fucking dude I've ever seen on a professional level in my life on the camera. Like it's like the cameras don't even shift to him because he's boring, right? He's just like he's the same dude. Every time the camera looks at him, he's the same dude. He's got the same expression, and that's what I love about him. That's what I love about Jalen Hurts. Like even before he ascended to this level of MVP talks, right? Before this year started, he was just like, oh, it was like, dude has the best mentality, best composure I've ever seen in my life. We've all said that. Every Eagles fan said that. We all knew that. It's like and we used to say one of the things we used to say on this show. We said it. We said if you combine his mentality and composure and heart and all of that, his IQ and all that, and if you combine it with somebody like Carson Wentz's arm and talent, yada yada, you have the best QB. But we were wrong about that because he's got the talent, he's got the arm, he's got even better legs, and like, yeah. Anyway, love Jalen Hurts, big fan of his, uh, turnaround fan of his too. Obviously, just like anybody should be. If anybody was like a legitimate fan of his, they're just. It's like investing in something early. You don't really know, but it worked out for you, right? But at the same time, like you didn't really get anything of that investment except for that you were right. You don't win any money or anything. But anyway, I digress a little bit. I'm so happy for this team, and I hope to God that they can do it again next year. Like I said earlier in the show, the rest of the NFC is gonna catch up to what the Eagles have been doing. The Eagles put on a new brand of football. They set the bar higher, and we made a Super Bowl this year, and we lost the Super Bowl. Next year, it's going to be harder to get there because the rest of the NFC is going to be looking at what we did because the Eagles clearly blew everyone out. Everyone is caught off guard in the NFC. And now they're going to catch up. It's not going to take long for them to catch up. Coaches, every coach is good. I don't. Maybe there's a bad coach here and there, but every coach is good. Dabo, coach of the year. He's a good coach. Sirianni should have won coach of the year, I think, but neither here nor there. I'm not taking anything away from Dabo. He's definitely a great coach. I wouldn't mind having him as our own coach too. He definitely did good things with those Giants, and the Giants will love to point. Giants fans will love to point out to you that their team is trash compared to ours, and you're right. In the rare occasion you are not a liar. But anyway, sad moment. Post mortem. We lost. We lost the Super Bowl. And you know what? There's you can look at a lot of different things that the Eagles did. You can look at a lot of different things the Eagles did to lose this game. And they did, two pre-snap penalties. That's the biggest thing I look at. Two pre-snap penalties. That's one thing that the coaches preach. If you watch their content, the coaches preach that no pre-snap penalties. You don't want pre-snap penalties. They're the worst. And the first pre-snap penalty we had, the very next play was a fumble for a touchdown by the Chiefs. They forced they didn't even force the fumble. Jalen just fumbled it, just lost control of the ball, and Chiefs pick it up for a touchdown. That was the very first pre-snap penalty. And there was a second pre-snap penalty. It's escaping me. But there was two pre-snap penalties. I remember noting it when I was watching the game, and I remember shouting out. I remember thinking to myself, like, "Oh man, that's not good." And when it happened again, that's when I was like, it was really sucked the air out of me. Man. So yeah, pre-snap penalties. Um, there's a couple games in the year we had a lot of pre-snap penalties. One was that Washington game. Another was the Colts game. There's a couple games that we really like almost lost, right? Like we were, but we still like we're in it. We were in every single game. When we screwed ourselves, when we shot ourselves in the foot, we were still in every game because we're a fucking great team. But that's the thing about great teams. Like you're only as great as you can be. Like the Chiefs are the same. They're the same way. Like if you are not on your shit, then yeah, you're gonna fucking lose. Hey, the Chiefs were on their shit. This is why I say like it's the Super Bowl experience that won the game. The Chiefs obviously have the better Super Bowl experience. 3 out of the past 5 years they've been in the Super Bowl. Look at Andy Reid, man. I mean, Andy Reid has got a lot of experience with the Eagles. We all know his experience with the Eagles, and he went to the Chiefs. His experience is even better with the Chiefs. This is his second Super Bowl win, right? In 3 Super Bowl appearances as a Chiefs head coach. So, like, the experience shows. The experience shows. Somebody like Travis Kelce, man. I mean, he's just a monster no matter what. It doesn't even matter what game it is. He's a monster. There's no. It's always a mismatch with him. It doesn't matter. Um, but he was only a factor in the beginning of the game, right? But still, it's crazy. Anyway, tell me what y'all think. Go Birds. I got another little. I told you I drank half of it before. Now I'm drinking the other half now. Chinese Black House. It's called Baijiu, which it translates to white liquor, right? Baijiu. This is the real deal, though. If you know what Baijiu is, this is the traditional alcohol that you drink like for special occasions. And you just you take sips of it or tiny little shots of it. It literally when you buy a good the brand name, I don't know the brand name it is, but it's like second or third most popular brand name in China. The most popular one gets excuse me, it gets exported to America. This one doesn't get exported to America except for to my house. It gets imported to my house. It gets smuggled to my house via suitcase by my in-laws, and it's fantastic. I got a whole bunch of Baijiu. I got so much Baijiu, it's crazy. But if you buy Baijiu here, it's expensive as shit. It's like $300 a bottle, and it's like what's the brand name? Maltai. Maltai is the brand name. That's the most popular brand name Baijiu. You can buy it at like Roger Wilco and shit. It's like 200 something, almost $300 a bottle. It's a small bottle too. It's like white with red Chinese characters on it, red cap. It's got like a little ribbon hanging down. It's very fancy. It's real nice. You pop the cap, and when you pour it, it doesn't pour like it doesn't. If you dump it like this, oh, where's my hand? If you dump it right, it'll still pour slow because it has like a slow pour technology in the cap because it's made in China. They have all that technology, but it's amazing shit. It's amazing shit, and I love it. And this is another. This is like one of the. This is like the second most popular. The second most popular brand of baijiu in China. It literally has. It comes in a case. The bottle is inside this like crystal case. The top. It comes with a key to pop the top. You have to take the key. It's like hanging on a string. You have to take the key, stick it in the little thing, and pop the top off, and then you can pull the bottle out. And it's a very fancy looking bottle. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I love it. It tastes so good. And it's really good for cooking too. If you're a chef aficionado of any kind of Asian style foods, then you know what baijiu is because you use baijiu in some cooking. You can use it to in some sausage, and the sausage is chef's kiss, delicious. Uh, but yeah, let's go. Go Birds. EGLES. Eagles! Oh man, I wish we would have won. I gotta go to work tomorrow, and everybody knows me at my job. They know me as the biggest Eagles fan anybody knows. My circle of friends. We all know each other. We're all the biggest Eagle fans. We all are. We're being this big of an Eagles fan to us is no big deal. It's just who we are. But like when I talk to people that I work with, even people from PA or from other, like I work with people from all over the country, and they recognize how big of a fan I am. They're like, oh, like nobody that I talk to outside of my circle of Eagles fans, for instance, is as big of a fan as their football team as me or my friends are with the Eagles. Right? That's common. That's fine. Um, I don't expect that, because it's a lot of emotional investment to it, and I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it to people because man, it's taxing when we lose, especially when we lose is taxing. But we cope. We cope in our own way. We're Eagles fans. We're used to it. I mean, come on. We know how to cope with a losing team. I mean, I guess we don't know really how to cope with a losing Super Bowl. Like we do. Not really. We're not here that often. Our last Super Bowl we won. Well, our last Super Bowl we lost the last one, but the one before that we won, and then the one before that was many many years ago when we were young, a little younger. We lost that boy, and other than that, there's nothing. So we know how to cope with losing. We're not dickheads. We're not 49er fans. All right, well we're maybe dickheads though. We're definitely dickheads, and it's fine. I mean, dickhead is a term of endearment in Philadelphia. Like, get out of my lane, you dickhead. That's just something that we say. It's not really a big deal. Like, if somebody calls you a dickhead, it doesn't really hurt your feelings in this city. Unless you're not from around here, you might get a little hurt. You might be like, "Oh, what? You call me a dick?" If somebody calls you a dickhead, if you're not from here and somebody calls you a dickhead, and feel like it's just everyday life. Just deal with it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't worry about it. Don't get butthurt about it. But anyway, um, I'm sad. I'm very sad. My wife knows I'm sad. She feels for me. She's leaving me alone. She knows that I need my time. It's 12:13. I need to go to bed because I need to go. I got to do some work tomorrow. I want to go live. I'm glad I went live. Uh, I don't think anybody watched, but that's okay. I'll edit a video together tomorrow. Go Birds! But yeah, we got a good off season to look forward to, man. This is an off season. Hoping to get Sean a little bit more involved because he's our scout professional. He's a beast. He knows everything there is to know, except for about Devontae Smith. He was not good on that scouting report, but that's okay. Oh yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Go Birds. this close. We're this close. It's funny too. Like we won a lot of games on Jalen Hurts' knee, right? Jalen Hurts kneeled to win games a lot this season. Never had another team win a game on us with a knee. No. I guess technically the Chiefs didn't beat us on the knee, but they used that knee to get that win. They used the knee to get that field goal, and then we still had just to give us just a minimal amount of time left to make a miracle happen, and there was obviously no way. Had to be a fucking miracle. It's a shame. It's a shame. It was fun though. It was a fun season, man. Real fun season. The Chiefs, they deserve that win. They did it. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say that they don't deserve that win. They held their ground. They didn't have many penalties, not as many as us, especially pre-snap. They don't think they had any pre-snap penalties. Well, except for on defense, I guess they had a couple offsides or whatever. Still, offsides was in faction, whatever. Anyway, man, it's tough to digest right now. I just wanted to put my emotions out there. I wanted my homies to join me. I wanted them to do it, but they're real emotional right now. They don't want to put their emotions out there. I told them, I said, yo, let's fucking put your fucking emotions out there. That's the best videos. I mean, look at the best videos that go viral online. It's the motherfuckers that are punching their TVs, right? I ain't punching my TV. No fucking. I mean, I don't want to punch my TV. It doesn't. Even if I had a cheap ass, I do have a couple cheap ass TVs that I could totally throw away and not care about. I don't give a shit about the money, but I still don't want to punch that TV. I'm upset. I was upset. I was absolutely upset, man. I literally sat in the corner when the Eagles lost. When I knew it was over, I knew it was over as soon as the dude slid and didn't run into the end zone. I knew. Obviously, we all did. That's when it was over. It's like, oh man. And I stood over in the corner of my house, right by the door, with my head to the sky, my hands on my head, and I was like this. It fucking sucks, man. It sucks. That's me punching my TV. Well, I wouldn't punch my TV. It'd be ridiculous. I got daughters, man. I got daughters. I have to be a good example to them, even though they weren't around for that. But still, if I punched my TV, they would see it at least the next day. They'd be like, "What the fuck happened to the TV?" And I would have to explain to them. I wouldn't lie to them. I was like, "Look, I had an anger issue," but that's not going to happen. But if you're a dude in a party of a bunch of dudes, then you're gonna punch. Okay, cool. You got to show your dominance. You got to show your dominance. Punch that TV, bro. Punch that TV. Fuck that TV. It's like fuck your couch, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Fuck your couch was like 2000s. Fuck your TV is the 2020s. Everyday life goes back. Gets back to everyday life tomorrow. I don't have to take a day off for the parade now. I'm sad about that, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to work that day instead of taking a day off. I could have got paid to be at a parade, but no. Now I have to get paid to actually work. Fuck. It's okay. I'll be working from right here. You guys are looking at my work office right here. I work right here, so I ain't that mad. You can be jealous. That's okay. All right. I guess I'm leaving, man. Fuck. Nobody else is watching. My homies don't want to join. Just gonna say bye. Go Birds. Get them next year. I'm so upset, man. Oh man, it would have been so great to win that. That's okay. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to regress to back to being sorrow and sad. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be totally fucking fine, dude. I'm gonna be totally fucking fine. I don't fucking get paid. I don't get paid to fucking analyze the Eagles or to be an Eagle, whatever. They're upset. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not pissed at anybody. I don't even want to listen to talk radio. I don't listen to talk radio that much anyway. Uh, y'all should listen to us. We are talk radio now. We're the talk radio. Me, my boy Bren, Dan, Sean. Maybe I don't know if you guys even know who Sean is. He doesn't even join anymore. Dude sleeps. He goes to sleep at 7 p.m. Um, but dude, man, it's a I can't. There's nothing I can say. We lost the Super Bowl. We lost the Super Bowl. We should have won. We got it. We should have had it. We fucked up. We fucked up. And I don't know. Let's get back in it. Let's get back in it. I got a Super Bowl wish list, and second on my wish list was to beat Andy Reid. That hasn't happened yet. So next year we better. I want it to be versus Andy Reid again. I want to see the Chiefs versus Eagles next year again. Let's go. Quarterback Factory Show. Blanco Beats. Signing out. I love y'all. Serena joined. Hey, Serena. I'm exiting now. Bye bye.